Well, good morning everybody and happy Wednesday. It is time for our Wednesday 2-minute skincare drill. For those of you popping on for the first time, my name is Claudia Cometa. I am a pharmacist and independent skincare consultant, and I come here every Wednesday to provide you tips, tricks, and education to help you achieve the best skin of your life. So I change up the topics every week. Sometimes I talk specifically about products that will help your skin in specific ways, and sometimes I talk about literature. This month I'm going to talk about an important awareness month. May is actually Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and so I'm going to hit on detailed topics each week during this month that help spread that awareness and specifically hit on detailed topics that I haven't gone into this much detail on before. For all of my previous videos, you can find me on YouTube, and it's Revitalized Skin Altogether. So if you'd like to see any of my previous topics, feel free to go there. Today we're going to talk specifically about spray sunscreens, and the reason I want to hit on this is because my son is very involved in sports, specifically soccer, and at most of the soccer tournaments, although I do see a lot of parents applying sunscreen, it's typically a quick spray sunscreen right before the kids go to play. And so it's a large enough issue that I thought it would be important for me to hit on spray sunscreen and what might be important to know about that. So our society is super interested in convenience, and which is wonderful in a lot of ways. However, the convenience factor of spray sunscreen may not be worth it, and here's why. Back in our studies on spray sunscreen kind of started coming out in 04 and 05, and one of the first smaller studies, which was just 9 participants on Miami Beach, but all of whom used spray sunscreen and used it religiously in the way it was supposed to be, so reapplied every 2 hours and reapplied after they were in the water. All of them got sunburned. And so we kind of knew early on that maybe spray wasn't the best, but it kind of, it gained popularity, and it was in a lot of commercials, and of course, we as parents, we have a lot of things on our plate, and so it was a convenience factor. But as the years went on, we have found out that there are more issues with spray sunscreen, one of which from those studies is the potential lack of effectiveness. And most of that is because we typically don't spray enough to get anywhere near the SPF protection that is listed on the label. Another issue that has come up is that they are relatively high in alcohol content, and so that spray can be an issue. It can be an inhalational issue, so kids who are inhaling that and getting that alcohol content in their lungs, that can be a problem. And a lot of kids don't necessarily take our warnings of, hold your breath or whatever, and then there's people around us when we're spraying. So there's that concern. But the alcohol is also a concern for burns. So there are actually reports from the FDA that have been reported to the FDA of people who were burned because of the alcohol content in the sprays, and that prompted an investigation, and the FDA is still investigating spray sunscreens. We don't have a final word, but we do have many authorities in the field, such as the Environmental Working Group and Consumer Reports, who don't recommend spray sunscreen. So we have enough information and we have enough alternative options to suggest that spray may not be your best option. So the key here is, if you are going to use a spray, and although I don't recommend that, but if you absolutely are going to use a spray, spray into your hands and then apply. Now, in my opinion, that kind of takes away the convenience factor and then kind of takes away the point. But that is the point, is that that's really the only safe way to do it, to avoid that inhalational concern and to make sure that you're applying evenly and in sufficient amounts. I would recommend not using a spray and using a sunscreen in a lotion or cream form. That way you're getting enough, you can see where you're applying it, and you aren't breathing in any of those particles that you would be if you had a spray. So that's a little bit on spray sunscreens. If you have any questions on that, feel free to message me. Otherwise, I will see you next week for our next skin cancer awareness topic. Have a wonderful week.